Public Protector Mkhwebane will today face a Parliament's inquiry into her fitness to hold office. Mkhwebane has challenged the legitimacy of this process to no avail. Today, the hearing will kick off with witness testimony before we hear from Mkhwebane herself. eNCA's Lindsay Dentlinger will monitor proceedings and, in fact, joins us now. Lindsay, good morning. The day has finally arrived. Today is essentially the first day of that inquiry that Mkhwebane has tried to no avail to bring to a halt. Talk to us about what we're expecting today.
So we've just seen the evidence leaders, Nazreen Bauer and Nqumisa Mayosi, both from the Cape Bar, heading into this venue here, the Marx building. It's also, incidentally, Mfundo, the first time a committee is sitting in person in Parliament since the lockdown began. You will know all their proceedings had moved virtually since then. So we are not being spared load shedding here at Parliament right now, but I've just went past the venue there and they seem to have the lights on there thanks to generators and pulling out all the stops to ensure that there are no delays to the start of this inquiry, which we expect to kick off with an opening statement by the evidence leaders who I've just mentioned, and also we expect an opening statement from Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane's legal counsel. We have not yet seen her or any legal representative, but those are certainly the two items on the agenda to kick off proceedings here, and it's not until probably Wednesday that we will start to see witnesses deliver testimony, although for now that witness list has been kept under wraps, but this committee setting aside at least 2 weeks to hear witness testimony before we are expected to hear from the Public Protector herself.
No, it will honestly be a very interesting inquiry indeed, but I must say it's also quite lovely to see the buildings behind you, because that used to be where we would have the red carpet. So Parliament is looking a bit okay, at least parts of it.
Yes, Mfundo, obviously, as you say, those parts you see behind me still largely cordoned off. This is a building across from the National Council and a building that was unscathed in the fire where we are at present, and mostly houses political parties. Officers are housed in this building. And as I say, for the first time also that a committee will be sitting physically in person, although there will be people who will be allowed to dial in via the virtual platform to participate in these proceedings. Incidentally, you saw the chairperson of that of this ad hoc committee pass by me just a little short while ago, Richard Yanchi. He is the one who's going to be chairing this ad hoc committee and telling me as they were preparing for this meeting late last week that they believe that there are no more legal or any other impediments that can stop this inquiry. It is 2 years in the offing. I think we would have forgotten already that the DA first submitted this motion over 2 years ago for Parliament to probe the Public Protector's fitness to hold office, and it's really a historic occasion here today, Mfundo. Never before has Parliament held an impeachment inquiry of any kind, let alone looking into possibly removing a head of a Chapter 9 institution, which incidentally it's appoints. So it's really going to be a test of the Constitution, a test of the rules of Parliament. Special rules were enacted to allow this inquiry to take place and to guide the process, and as you've pointed out, the Public Protector has, over the last 2 years, launched at least 2 court cases in the Western Cape High Court trying to stop these proceedings. And we heard from her deputy late last week saying that she was now pulling the plug on paying for any more appeals in this process, although the Public Protector's Office will be paying for Busisiwe Mkhwebane to be represented legally here in today's inquiry, which was one of the points she fought for so vociferously in those court cases.
No, most certainly a very significant moment in our democracy. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much. That's our reporter, Lindsay Dentlinger, in Parliament for us. Now, still to